Well, hello and welcome everybody to the Fiske Planetarium, literally one of my favorite places in the world. This is a 8K planetarium, fully immersive. It has 6 IMAX quality projectors that they just upgraded around the dome, the 7.2 surround sound system, and it is an amazing resource in our community that I am so blessed to bring some of the artists and musicians into to share the beauty of what we can create together. Now, y'all ready for an awesome show tonight? No, you're not. You're not because you have not gotten the safety tutorial yet. And you can't go on a journey without safety, right? So, you see my laser pointer up here, and follow it down over here. You'll notice that the exits, oh my God, it's actually above the door now. Did you guys change it?
It's over the metal pole now.
I was going to say, I'm so used to saying it's to the side of the door, but it is over the door, and there is a bar in the middle, so when the planetarium is dark, just be mindful when you're walking out these doors. Same thing on the other side. If you need to use the restrooms while you're here, they are on this side, just about right over here. Use this door. Guys, just be mindful with your phones this evening. Make sure they're to silent. You're welcome to record anything if you'd like. Thank you so much to the Fiske. We got Jeremy on the visuals helping out tonight, and Joshua on the audio helping out tonight. We can give him a little round of applause, because it takes all of us. And that's part of why I'm up here and why I feel that this archetypal journey that I'm on is so important in our culture and society right now. And deeply, I would say that the work is really about awakening each and every person to the fact that we are artists. In every single moment, in every single breath we create. The more conscious we become of that, the more we recognize art in all things, the more we can support others in their arts, and the more beautiful world we get to experience together. If y'all are familiar with the secret language of birthdays, it's really amazing study. They actually studied 30,000 people and said, okay, you were born on this day. What are the qualities and what are the shadows? And they also assigned it a name and a motto. So mine is June 24th today, 37th birthday, 37th cycle around the sun. Thank you. And for June 24th, the name is Blissful Wizard. And I'm like, all right, nailed it. And even better, we add in my birth year, 1989. It's Revolutionary Blissful Wizard. I don't know how they got it so perfect, but life does that. So part of being an artist that I know is challenging at times is sharing your creation with the world, being seen in it. And I think this is one of the most important things in our culture and society that right now is kind of in chaos and also very superficial. If you've watched the Brene Brown, The Power of Vulnerability TED Talk, it's really profound at what vulnerability can open up in terms of connection and belonging. And so, since about 2021, I've been doing an event series for my birthday, not every year, but I decided to call it Nude. And I did this because I wanted to lean into that edge of what would it be like to be fully, authentically myself in front of my friends, in front of my family, in front of my community, to allow myself to be seen in both the highlights and the accomplishments, as well as some of the dark, shadowy shit that I'm still working on. And I think that vulnerability is something that is the roots underground. It's like the roots that grow down deep into the shadow, into the dampness and darkness and uncomfortability. It doesn't always feel good. It often doesn't feel good. But it's like the roots growing of that tree. The deeper the roots grow, the more energy the tree has, and the more fruit that tree can create to share. And I believe our culture is so desperately needing people stepping forward in their curiosity, in their authenticity, in their vulnerability, to not just create superficial connection, but that deep, rooted, grounded, full body experience of connection and belonging. And that's, if you know me, I built the Actualize app and been working on it for 10 years since I moved to Boulder, but we launched here in Boulder with the Actualize app in 2014. And that is my heart's offering, my evolutionary impulse that has been driving me to create something using my unique background and skills and resources that can be in service to the world, of moving us to a place, that culture and society that is actually in right relationship with our planet. And I see the internet as like the central nervous system of our planet, and it needs to be used with that level of reverence and respect. And this is something new. And what I mean by that is it doesn't seem like there's a heck of a lot of models that we have in our world of people living in, let's just say, outside the matrix way. Actually, when I took on the name Juicy, it was my 33rd birthday. It was a very special evening. Interestingly enough, there were a parade of planets happening that evening, with 6 planets aligned in the sky. And I took on the name Juicy after my 3rd platform that I worked on called One Boulder. And after the 3rd platform, and I knew I was exiting it, I had about $800 left to my name and no credit. And I do work where I could easily go out and make 6 figures. But I was given that choice point. And that's when I leaned into that I'm a part of something larger than myself. I've seen so many beautiful things show up along the way that were more beautiful than I could possibly imagine. So I surrendered, and I said, I have $800 left to my name, I can make it. And not because of the money, but because I had built relationships and connection to friends, to family, and the phrase that came up for me was, banks say they're too big to fail. I'm too connected to fail. And so this year in particular has been a challenging one. I've gone through a journey a couple times of, let's just say, voluntarily allowing myself to be homeless. And physical dwelling. I always, when I first did this work, it was like, no, the earth is my home. It provides me what I need. But I had to let go of the attachment of actually having a home. So for about 9 months this last year, I said to myself, I would rather be homeless than doing work that pays me money just so I can survive. And I made it work. And as that led up to February 20th, astrology fans out there, February 20th, if you know, was the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. And it is a pretty impactful one. It's a cycle that happens once every 35, 36 years. And I was actually born on the day of the exact conjunction in 1989. And also, interestingly enough, my father was born in 1953 within 1 degree when he was born. So it was a multi-generational thing. I knew this for months, and I was like, all right, cool, let's line up with the alignment of the universe, right? And so I put in long hours to get actualized to a place to launch the next version, which I've been dreaming about for years. And February 20th, I was making last code changes, and I was planning on going to an Airbnb up in the mountains, and I hit a patch of ice going up Lee Hill Road, actually, and slid into a guardrail and nearly died. It's just wild that all that seemed to align on the same day. And the deep trust that I had that it'd be all okay. And it was. But I had next to no money left, and I couldn't afford a used car. It was tight. I didn't know exactly what to do. But amazingly, life provided. I helped out a friend, looked after his place for a month, and he just happened to have an extra car. And he's like, yeah, go ahead and use it. I'm like, amazing. Another one of those alignments, more beautiful than I could possibly imagine. And so going into this new year, I feel for me, going into this 37th cycle, that the power of staying in connection, being in connection, in community, breathing, slowing down, allowing myself to really feel and not just try to work my way through it. Because I don't know about how many of you, but I definitely have very often used work as an escape. I love doing it, but sometimes I bypass a lot of those things that I actually really need to be with. So, this new year feels really important to me to, again, start in this place, the Fiske Planetarium, my favorite place. There's no place I would rather be right now than here. And I'm so glad that all of you came out to enjoy this experience together, because this is a place to bring forward that art, that beauty. And for me, it's also bringing the juiciness of life that I've experienced from the visionary art, from the programming in Fractal, which you'll see later, which is a fractal math-based audio visualizer, to Shane, who's going to be sharing breathwork in a minute here, or Blumarian, who's a dear friend, actually my spirit human, is the person who I've chosen, at least for the moment, as the archetypal human that I aspire to. Just from all the work that he's done in the world with permaculture, with music, with bringing community together. Just as I've picked other spirit animals, like the beaver, or the cuttlefish, or the bristlecone pine tree. So, the opportunity that is presented to us this evening is to receive. To receive, to slow down, to remember the beauty of life. And the beauty that we get to sharing together when we recognize each other's arts. We come together and create a more beautiful world together. So this is my offering to you this evening. Sit back, relax, enjoy, receive, be fully you. So with that, I'd like to bring up Shane Cole, who's going to be leading us in a short guided breathwork experience, which will lead into Blumarian set, which I will be doing the DJing for in the Dome. And if you feel inspired during the DJ set, this floor space is available if you'd like to get up and dance. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Shane Cole, who's also, by the way, going to be doing more planetarium shows here at the Fiske with his breathwork. So keep an eye out for this awesome work in the world.